All right. So welcome everyone. Like I said, my name is Derek. I am the CEO of US Engineering League, and we are the national organizers for World Robot Olympiad in the United States. I have two other partners that work closely with me. They are also national organizers. William Wong, he's in Chicago, and Erica Kryman, she's in California, and she works alongside me. So I'd like to welcome you to this presentation, and I appreciate you guys signing up and wanting to learn more about World Robot Olympiad. So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to go over what is World Robot Olympiad, what are the different categories within World Robot Olympiad and their age groups, also what equipment you need to prepare your teams, where and how your team can participate this year, how you make Team USA in our advancement criteria, the international competitions and dates that we have for offering, and any questions and answers that you still have lingering after this presentation. So what is World Robot Olympiad? World Robot Olympiad is an international robotics competition for teams of young people and coaches. The teams are composed of up to 3 students, ages 8 to 19. You do have to have a minimum of 2 kids on your team if you are a coach, and each team needs a adult coach over 18. These kids are passionate about technology and innovation. The competition challenges teams to build, design, and program robots to complete various tasks and obstacles based on this year's annual theme. This year's annual theme is connecting the world. There'll be more specific information on that. This year in the US, we have 5 categories that you can choose from. So here's the 4 core categories for World Robot Olympiad. The first category, which is the most popular category and most well-known, is the Robo Mission category. This is where teams build and program a robot that solves tasks on a playing field. So if you're familiar with First Lego League, we use a 4-foot by 8-foot table that is placed on top of a table stand. And every year there's a new mat, and there's different mission obstacles that are built out of Lego, out of a WRO Lego challenge kit. And the robot has to solve various tasks. And the main difference that from our competition to other competitions is the robot has to solve the tasks in one run. So students cannot start and stop a robot like in other competitions. This one, it has to be one complete algorithm to solve the task. There's 4 age groups available this year. For the World Robot Olympiad International Final, you can be in the elementary, junior high, or senior categories, and the age groups are as follows. For elementary, it's 8 years old to 12. For junior high, it's 11 years old to 15 years old. And then for senior is 14 to 19. And the reason there's some overlap is because in the international community, some of their education systems differ. So they want to allow, all different ages and all different education systems to fit in their specific category. But also additionally this year, there's another international competition in Denmark that's available. And they are bringing back the WeDo competition category, which will include ages 6 to 10 years old. So it's not on the main core competency chart here, but it is available. So if you have WeDo robot kits or the Spike Essential Kit, there's an age group for that. It's ages 6 to 10 in Robo Mission. So your FLL tables can work if that's what you got. Also, we have our national championship practice tables that are available online in our store. The next category is future innovators. So this is like your science fair project. In WRO, we split the categories up, so it's not all one. You don't have to do Robo Mission and future innovators. You just choose one category and you participate in that. One side note, advancement on Robo Mission is top score. So anytime you're competing in Robo Mission and you go to a competition, your team will advance based on the robot score. Okay, there's no judging in that one. Future Innovators is a science fair project style, so it's project-based. Teams will design and build a robot project based on the theme. It is open to any robot platform, so you can use Lego, Vex, Matrix kits, anything You can fabricate your own completely. Raspberry Pis, all that stuff is allowed in the Future Innovators category. And it's same setup as Robo Mission, except there is no We Do category. There's the age groups are as follows. Elementary is 8 to 12. Juniors is 11 to 15. And seniors is 14 to 19. Okay, and there's 2 international events that teams could advance in that category as well. This one is a judging based category, so you are advanced based on an overall judging score. And so teams will do presentations on their project, they'll interact with judges will ask questions, and teams will advance on out of Future Innovators based on judging. Future Innovators is the only category in WRO that has a subjective score attached to it. The next category, which is really awesome, we had some teams in California compete and represent the United States last year in robo sports. It was our first year running it, so it was only there wasn't too much competition in this category last year. But this year it's expanding. It's the robo sports category. So it's basically 2 robots that one team has, and they compete in doubles tennis against other teams. So this is an overall age group. So the students can be anywhere from ages 11 to 19. They're not broken up by age in this category. So it's robo sports, and this is win-loss advancement. So teams will come to competitions. They'll be put into different pools. They'll compete for a spot in playoffs, and then the top 3 teams advance out of this category. So, and then it's top score wins. So similar to tennis. This is available only for the World Robot Olympiad International Finals. And I'll go over this as well, because there are, like I said, there are 2 international events available for USA this year. The last category, or the 4th category that's available, is Future Engineers. This is also a really awesome category. I don't have any experience personally in it, but I did take a lot of video at the German international final this year. And actually Team USA our team got 2nd place there. They were out of New Jersey. But this is an AI car, and it's also open source. So you can actually, attach a Raspberry Pi to an RC car and do this competition, or use your Lego kits. We've seen all that. We've seen Spike Primes out there, Lego EV3s, RC cars. So it was really awesome, looked really fun for the kids. This is also an open age group category. It's geared towards the higher end of the age spectrum, ages 14 to 19. So we'll also be updating our website, uselyouthrobotics.com, with videos, so you guys can see examples of these competitions as well. So I will say, if you are looking for like international opportunities, Future Innovators and Future Engineers are great categories where there's a lot of opportunity, because there's not as many teams nationwide in those categories. Okay. Now, also, there's an additional rookie category that is available through World Robot Olympiad. So there's a few other countries running it this year. It is the USEL Sumo Bots League program. So this is something that we designed here in the US, and it's geared more towards entry-level robotics teams. So it's really easy to teach, and it's really easy for kids to compete because it's remote controlled. It's the only remote controlled division or category in World Robot Olympiad. It only goes up to the national championship level for each country this year. But we're hoping they'll expand it to include it in the international finals in the future. But it's really fun for new kids just getting into robotics because it only focuses on the building aspect. The coding is very minimal for the remote control, and it keeps students engaged because it's, they have the remote control that they get their hands on, and it's just like sumo wrestling. So it's two robots on a sumo ring, and they try to push each other out. So it's a really awesome category if you do have those newer or entry-level students. So we have information on that on our website as well under the Sumo Bots tab. All the educational material for Sumo Bots League is available through our education tab, and I'll explain a little more on that in a couple slides. So what resources does WRO USA provide? So this year, your registration is going to include an official WRO practice mat. So these are going to be the same mats that we use at any national event. You're also going to get access to our education corner. So on our website right now, if you go to education, you can actually click on there and it'll tell you to create a new account if you don't have one. And some of the educational resources will be locked. But once you register your team, you'll get access to our education corner, which will have a coaches academy for new coaches, which will go through, foundational coding skills that you need to help your teams be successful. And then it'll also have access to a director's academy in there if you're interested in hosting events. It'll have all the resources you need, what it takes to host an event. And then also new for 2023, we'll also be doing Facebook Live events where we'll be coaching teams on the 2023 missions. Now, the coaching that we're going to provide, we will be working through some of the actual missions, but you're not going to be able to like win any championships with this coaching. It's just meant for foundational, because we were finding that a lot of kids wanted to participate and parents wanted their kids to participate. But some of them couldn't afford coaches or some of them couldn't find coaches. So new this year, we'll be providing everybody a foundational template that they can use in any of our competitions. So if you are a new team and you're a little worried, like this might be too difficult, you'll be able to be competitive and have some success that you can build on for the future by going through these Facebook Live events. And all these Facebook Live events will be updated in the education resources tab as we do them. Okay. We'll also be providing every team with the 2023 robot build for all divisions. Like I said, it's not going to be a build that you're going to be able to use that will get you max points, but it'll be something that you can use. Like say you buy a brand new spike kit, it's only going to use the core parts in that kit. So at least you'll have something that is usable and workable for you to participate in our events this year. And then this year we're having online events where we'll provide feedback to your teams to help prepare you for our in-person national events. And then we're going to update our website periodically with any new events for any local hosts that come on this year. So that way you can know where the latest events are. Okay. What equipment do you need to practice? So for WRO in general, for Robo Mission, you're going to need a 4-foot by 8-foot tabletop. Okay. That's like the standard FLL style tables. If you're going to be doing Robo Sports, it's the same exact tabletop. So 4-foot by 8-foot tabletop. It's just a different mat. If you're doing Future Innovators is like science fair based. So you're going to create your own project with that. There's no like standardized mat or anything like that, but you will get a poster with your registration this year that you can use as part of your setup. And then for Future Engineers, you do need the Future Engineer mat and then the specific equipment for that category, which will be available through the store. So there's these little like wooden blocks that the car has to dodge. Those will be available for purchase. The only thing we don't have for sale on our site is the walls that you need to set up for Future Engineers. But it's basically a small square inside of a large square, and then the mat goes around it. So it forms like a oval or a square track. It's supposed to be oval, but it's square. So that's the only thing you would have to make for that category. Okay. So like I said, you need in general, a 4-foot by 8-foot tabletop, a 2023 season mat. Those are going to be available after January 15th, and we'll start shipping those out. I know some of you have already registered, so we can't ship out the mats until after the rules and the season launch kicks off January 15th. You need the 2023 new Lego challenge set. So some of our older teams have the older challenge sets, which is the big box. You still need that kit as well, but the 2023 kit has an expansion pack on it. So you won't be able to build this year's challenges without having the expansion pack. So in our store, you can buy just the expansion pack if you have the old box, but for new teams, there's a bundle with the 2 boxes that you need to build all the sets this year. That is an additional charge on top of your registration fee. I think for the 2 boxes, it's $90, I think. But if you add it on with registration, there's a discount, I believe. You'll also need the official game rules for your specific category. You'll need a coach and at least 2 team members, because that would be what your team is consisted of. And then the robot that you would need for Robo Mission or Robo Sports, you would need either the EV3 or Spike Prime. And if you're doing sumo bots this year, there's a specific sumo bot kit that's available that actually comes with your registration. Okay, you can order any of the items in the USEL shop, and the website is here, uslYouthRobotics.com/USEL bot store. Okay, not all the equipment is up there yet. Like I said, everything will be up January 15th. So where and how does your team compete? So every category is going to have at least 2 national online events. Those could be used for practice. There will be a registration fee for that, but it's going to be very minimal. And then there's 2 national in-person events that you can register directly for. Now, the reason there's 2 is because we have a lot of teams on the East Coast, a lot of teams on the West Coast, and we've been doing our national championships in the West Coast predominantly, mainly over the last few years. So this year there is going to be an East Coast event and a West Coast event. The U.S. Open is going to be in California, and the national championship is going to be on the East Coast. I cannot tell you the specific location until after January 15th. Okay, but there's going to be 2 national events, and at those 2 national events, you can qualify for the international events to represent Team USA. At the U.S. Open, you'll be able to qualify directly for Denmark, and I'll go over some information on that in a few minutes. And at the national championship, you can qualify your teams for Panama. Okay, and there are local events that will be posted as they become available. There's a lot going on in California, Chicago, and we are looking for more local events so that way you can have more local opportunities as they become available. Okay, and like I said, if you're interested in hosting, you can start small this year. There's no charge to host this year, and yeah, you can get WRO up in your area. So here's the season schedule. This is posted on the website. The first 3 events, which are scrimmage, it says qualifiers, so this needs to be changed. But from January 15th to May 20th, those are going to be online events, and they're mainly scrimmage events that you can go to and participate. And that's where we'll give you feedback on your team so you can prepare for the U.S. Open, which is the first national in-person event on June 3rd. And then at the U.S. Championship on, it should say July 26th. Okay, so that's a typo there. So the 2 national championships are in June and July this year. The reason being, we have to have the U.S. Open in June because the Denmark international event is in September. So teams who qualify need enough time so that way they can prepare, and raise funds to go to Denmark. And then same thing with the international final this year. Usually the international final is towards the end of November, but this year it has been pushed up. So we have to qualify our teams by the last weekend of July. Okay. And like I said, that picture is on our website, and it'll be updated with the corrections. How do you advance to international finals as part of Team USA Robotics? This is like the main question that I get a lot. So I hope this here answers a lot of those questions. So at the US Open this year, which is in June, and that's going to be in California, the top team in each category and age group will advance to Denmark. Okay, the competition is in Odense, Denmark. They will have their own specific website going up in February with information. It's a friendship invitational. It's set up very much like the international finals. The only difference is there is one day where they do like a friendship activity. So they'll take the kids to an amusement park. So it's not just competition like an international final. So it's like it's more geared towards the kids socializing and meeting kids from all over the world. But they do have like similar amount of teams. So it's September 21st to the 24th. Last time I did it, we went in 2019 to Denmark, and it was an awesome experience. Not only for myself, but for the kids. And it is really competitive there still. It's a friendship invitational, but it's a serious competition. That's the competition where they do have the WeDo age group. So that's from 6 to 10 years old. They can use a WeDo 2.0 or Spike Essential. So if you have like those younger students that see their brothers or sisters competing, and you have those parents that ask, like, don't you have a younger age group? Here's your chance. So bring those WeDo teams to the US Open, and they will be able to represent Team USA for the first time in international competition. So we used to have the WeDo age group, but it only went up to national championships. So this will be the first international competition for that age group. So those should be a lot of fun. And I know they are taking the kids to Legoland and Lego House as part of their itinerary. But like I said, there will be more specific information on that specific competition on our website later on. And then the WRO USA National Championships, which is going to be held on the East Coast. Top teams in each category will advance to the Port of Panama in Panama, where they're the host of the international finals. The international finals is November 7th through the 9th. And the qualification table goes as follows. For Robo Mission, it's the top 3 in each age group. So there's elementary, junior, and senior. There's no WeDo category at this national championship event. For Robo Sports, it's only the top 2 teams. We are working on a 3rd spot because we do have a lot of Robo Sports teams this year in the US. So there's over 100. And normally if you have over 100 in a category, they will give you, in any other mission, Robo Mission, you have to have a lot of teams nationally. But Robo Sports, Future Innovators, and Future Engineers, if normally in the qualification table, if we have 100 teams nationally in that category, then they'll give us a 3rd spot. But this year there's only 2 available. So we're not sure yet. But yeah, so top 2 in Robo Sports will advance. In Future Innovators, it'll be the top 3 in each age group. So that's elementary, junior, and senior. And then for Future Engineers, it's the same thing, the top 2 teams overall. Okay, and then once again, the international finals is November 7th through the 9th. Okay, so that's how you would advance to Panama, to the international final. And remember, Robo Mission is score-based, so it's top score. Same with Robo Sports, score-based. So you don't have to worry about judging there. Future Innovators is judging. So if you're good in those type of events where it's subjective and science fair-based, that's the Future Innovators category. And then Future Engineers is score-based. Okay. Okay, so that is pretty much it. That's all the basic information for what World Robot Olympiad is. Here's our contact information. We're located in Upland, California. Our phone number is 909-644-7545. My partner Erica usually answers those, but sometimes you might catch me answering that if I'm in the office. And then the email, info@usengineeringleague.org. You can send questions there, or get us on Facebook. We monitor our Facebook a lot. We do have a SumoBots group that we're going to transition to World Robot Olympiad USA group. So if you see that SumoBots group or you get invited, make sure you join there. We'll post all our videos in there. And then we are on Instagram, Twitter, at our US Engineering League handle. Okay. So at this time, I'll open it up if anybody has any questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Hi. Hello, Derek. My name is Sai, and I'm speaking from Washington State. Are you able to hear me?
Sorry. Hold on. My volume is off.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm sorry if you have questions. I just realized my volume was turned off.
Oh, no worries. So, good morning, Derek. I'm Sai. I'm speaking from Washington State.
Nice to meet you.
I'm pretty.
Write down your location so that way I know. Washington.
Oh, sounds good. I'm from Washington State. I'm from Tri-Cities in Washington State. I have a few questions here. I mean, I really got introduced to WRO just a week ago, and I'm trying to understand this. I'm familiar with the first robotics competition that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand this. Like, we have Lego Mindstorms. I know that Lego is no more using Mindstorms. Can the kids work on Lego Mindstorm set, or is it strictly EV3 and Spike?
The Mindstorms is the computer or the robot. It's the same as the EV3, correct?
Well,
It's
I'm not pretty
just-
sure. We just got a Mindstorm set last time from the Lego store.
So I'm pretty sure, yeah, the Mindstorms and the EV3, they're the same thing. I think the EV3 is geared towards educators, and then the Mindstorm was one that was sold more towards the general public.
Okay.
You can use both of them. You can use.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So what kind of a competition does the kids of the using Video 2.0 and Spike? Well, so what kind of robot runs? Because Video 2.0 has only limited functionality.
Yeah.
And so it's Spike.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking that. And yeah, so the We Do category is the only category where the students can stop and start their robot. So what they do is they have certain start areas, and I'll post a We Do competition. I have videos of them. I'll post them on our website as well, but I'll do my best to explain it. So students, they work on the same tabletop as like you're used to in first. It's a 4 foot by 8 foot. And on the mat, there's different start areas usually, like one in each corner. And basically, the kids will control their robot by stopping and starting the robot on the robot. So they'll grab it and they'll move to like a start area. They aim it and then they launch it at like one of the mission items, and it'll go grab. So the last time they did this, a lot of teams had like a little lever on the top of their robot, and they were dragging pieces back to the start. So it was a lot of like forward and backward motions, forward, backwards motions. You didn't see too many teams like turning their robot or anything like that.
I see.
So it's very simple. So it's a lot of teamwork. So a lot of like the kids are going to have to like pass the robot to their partner, launch, and then they have to memorize like a specific order, and it's based on time, how fast they can do it.
I see. So now for the future innovators, I have a question here for you. So could that be a 2-member team as well, or can a 1-member team is accepted for future innovators?
So no, a team has to have a minimum of 2, maximum of 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
So when you say future innovators, can they use like recyclable stuff and any other robotic stuff that they can generate on their own?
Yes.
Like other than Legos and develop any kind of a robotics solution?
Yes. So future innovators is open source, so they can use anything.
Oh, I see. And the future innovators are having their world. So the national qualifier for future innovators, when is it?
So there's one qualifier for they have the US Open. Like if you want to try to go to Denmark, the US Open is going to be the first week of June.
Okay.
I think June 3rd. I don't have let me see my slides here.
Okay.
June 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the national championships, which is July, the last weekend of July. It is, I think, July 26th. Let me see here.
That's based in California?
July 28th, 29th. No, so the national championship is going to be on the East Coast.
Okay.
Yes, and the U.S. Open is going to be in Southern California.
Southern California. So you don't have anything in Washington State, though?
No, not currently.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so all the categories, including the robot sports, future innovators, and the robot missions, they can still come to US Open if they are focusing on going to Denmark, correct?
Yes. Every category can go to the US Open or national championships, and they are direct registration. As of right now, direct registration.
Direct registration, okay, but they have to qualify, correct? They have to be qualifiers.
You do not have to qualify for the US Open or national championship.
I see. Okay, but to go to Denmark, they need to qualify.
Yeah, to go to Denmark or Panama, you have to be the top 3 at one of the qualifier event for that specific one.
Perfect. So, my other question here is that for the future innovators, have you opened the problem, or is a problem open, or they can solve any problem? How does it work?
So the problem has to be related to the theme, and there will be like so on January 15th when kickoff happens, there will be like a explainer document on what the judges kind of will expect. But it's a focus type of project. So like this year, it's going to be something to do with communications.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it is though yet.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And is there a direct phone number for you besides the number you provided, besides the 909
It's a
number you
business.
provided?
It's a business cell, so it's left at our office. So whenever we're in the office, we get it, or if we're at tournaments and stuff. But we will get the messages on there. You can text it also.
Or we can text you as well? Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
So, hey, Derek, what's the difference between Denmark and Panama? I'm sorry, I've joined late. Yeah.
no problem. Yeah, so Denmark is an international friendly event. So the main difference and then Panama is the World Championships. So the main difference between them is if you win in Panama, you're the world champion, right? But if you win in Denmark, you're the champion of the international friendly. So still very competitive, both competitions. It's just one is meant and geared more towards the there's like at the international friendlies, they do an activity where they pair the kids up with kids from different countries, and they do like some sort of activity where they can win an award for that as well on top of the actual competition.
I got you.
Okay,
but also
in international finals is strictly competition, and it's like they don't have time for the teams to meet and greet each other. It's all business there.
Got you. So like Denmark is more like a event, like activities, and plus competition.
Yeah. You'll do some. Yeah, they have excursions for you in Denmark that the teams go to. So you go to Legoland, and then like a Lego house museum, and then you do some other museum trip, and then it's 2 days of competition.
Got you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
So you mentioned there's a competition in the East Coast.
Yes.
Okay. So when is that? What's the date for that?
It's going to be July 28th.
July 28th.
That weekend. Yeah, 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Okay, and you're saying that's the U.S. national?
That's the national championship. So that's the one where the top teams will go to Panama.
Okay, do we have to qualify for that?
No, so when registration opens, it's going to be direct registration because the facility is going to be able to hold a lot of teams.
And do you know where that is? Because it used to be at Liberty Science. Is it still?
No. So William will get me the information on January 15th. So I don't want to tell you the wrong information yet. So he's still solidifying some issues with the site, but
got it. Okay.
It'll be released in January 15th. It's in up north though, by New York.
Okay, so is it New York, New Jersey area, or like Massachusetts, or what are you talking about?
Massachusetts.
Okay. So cool. My question is, so to qualify for that,
I can't tell you where it's at though. I can't tell you the location yet because they haven't signed the agreement yet. So
but to qualify for that, we have to be ready participating in one of the earlier events to qualify.
No. You can just sign up for the national championship and go there.
Right. Okay. But in March and April, you have qualifiers. Well, scrimmage and qualifier, right?
Yeah. So it says So this slide, the picture has an error, so we're gonna change it. There's mainly scrimmage events, so it's for teams to like kind of prepare. That don't have a local event next to them, and they're like, hey, how can we prepare before we go to these national events? So we're doing like online events for them.
I see.
You don't have to qualify through an online event.
Is there another event on the East Coast before the big one in Massachusetts?
Right now, no, not an in-person. We only have the 2 national events going.
Online. Right.
Well, we have the 3 online events. Yeah, there's 3 online. I'm sorry, what category are you participating in? Do you know?
Well, this would be for the traditional
Robo Mission.
Yeah, Robo Mission or innovation, like future innovation.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, there'd be 2 online events for each of those categories.
Gotcha. All right. Um, and I think you're saying the FLL stuff will be fungible, right? For the mission, for the robot mission, right?
Like the tables, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, same size table. The only difference is our mats are different, and then you need the challenge kit. And the challenge kit is reusable year after year. So this is the first time they updated the challenge kit since I think in over like 7 years. So once you get the kit, you can reuse it year after year after year.
So what's in the challenge? It used to be the EV3 kit, right?
No, so the challenge kit is to build like the little models that go on the mat.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So and then the robot is separate from the challenge.
Gotcha. Okay. Do we know what the cost is for that, including the registration and mat?
Yeah. So total cost is $215 for registration, and if you add on the challenge kits, it's $215 total.
Right, and it's only 3 kids per team, right? Max.
3 kids max, yes.
Gotcha. All right. And so if we wanted to host an event, you said there's no cost, but at what level are we able to host an event?
So if you host an event, you can do so the thought behind that is you can advance teams to either the US Open or the US or national championships through your qualifier. So if there are teams that register and they're in your local area, we will send them to your event to qualify.
Gotcha. Okay, right. So I'm in Jersey.
Okay. Right
and we could potentially for FLL it's considered the Mid-Atlantic. So you could get teams from PA, New Jersey, New York, maybe Connecticut.
Yes.
That could come and compete. There are like hundreds of teams for FLL that compete, right? So it would be similar in terms of what you would attract.
Yeah.
We're located in a gym which has like 3-4 basketball courts, right? That we would have to rent, obviously, to hold the event, which would take at least half a day, right?
Yes.
For us to host, like 9 to 12, 9 to 1.
Yes.
So maybe you and I can talk about that offline in terms of what the details would be, what's involved in hosting an event. Because I'd be interested in doing that potentially. If there's no cost attached to it.
Yeah, if you could put your name in the your info in the chat or email in the chat.
I did. It's Dinesh Sharma. I logged in through.
Oh, I got you. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Send you a message with our email.
Yeah, and so we have multiple locations near Princeton, New Jersey, that could potentially host the event.
Okay, yeah. So if you do host an event, anyone in your region will have to qualify through your event to go to nationals.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so we can talk about that in terms of like what I know it's voluntary, but is there like a fee charge for registering and signing up, just like FLL?
So if for host out there, you would charge your own registration fee, and that goes to you as a host. There is a per team fee because we do have to pay the WRO international organization at the end of the year for the amount of teams that are in the country. But it's very minimal. So and we'll talk about that offline. I think it's a maximum of $10 per team, but it reduces the number of teams that you have at your tournament.
Right. Okay. So
that's the only fee you would have to pay. Yeah. And it comes after your event.
Right. So if I have more than 3 kids who want to be part of a team, can I have multiple teams running from the same center?
Yes. So that's how we are in California. We have quite a few teams, and they're all in like the same learning center, but we have to split them up. So we do FLL, right? And then after FLL, we'll have like a 10-person FLL team. That'll split into 3 WRO teams.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Thank you.
And then Derek,
go ahead, Alex.
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry, Derek. That I have registered I think last week, but I got a receipt, but I don't get a confirmation that my registration is a success. You see what I mean? Can you
you email me at the info and then
Okay.
I'll check on that for you. Maybe it should have sent you a confirmation, but I'll check.
Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Derek, one question from my side. This is Yatan. Whether the team goes to the US Open or to the national championship, does that depend on where they're located? Or I'm in Atlanta, can I sign up for the US Open in California?
Yes, and you can sign up for anyone. Like I said, unless somebody opens up a regional or a tournament. So like Dinesh was talking about how he has quite a few teams out in his area and he wants to host an event. So if somebody in Atlanta comes and it's not too close to the tournament date, you would have to qualify for one of them. The US Open is going to be open to all teams though, for sure. The national championship would be the only one where if you get a regional director in your area, you would have to qualify for nationals through that tournament.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, US Opens will always be open to all teams. So anytime you see those,
Makes sense. Another thing I noticed, so you mentioned EV3 as one of the platforms that I think the Robo Mission would support. But I'm checking on the Lego website. It says that's a retired product now. Sounds like they are not, it's being discontinued. Is there any replacement platform from the Lego that we could use that you would recommend?
The Spike Prime is their new platform that they have. You can get that through the Lego Education website. Eventually, you'll be able to get any robot kits and stuff like that through our shop, but we're still kind of, it's a new website, so we're still putting up that stuff. Any robot equipment that you need from Lego, you go through LegoEducation.com.
Okay. And Spike Prime is like the same kind of capabilities as Mindstorms and EV3, or is that?
So there's debate on that, but they work well. The spikes work well in competitions. It's just preference. Some teams like the EV3s because there's just so much information out there on them. And since the spikes are newer, there's like limited information online. But when we do also, I'm glad you brought that up. When we do our coaches event, the coaches events are going to be using the Spike Prime robots. So like if you need, if you feel like, hey, I'm going to be attending those events, I would suggest to get the Spike Prime.
Okay. And Spike Prime is also programmable using things beyond what Lego provides. Like if I wanted to use Python or some other language, these are.
So the Spike Prime does have Python built into it. So you can go straight Python with the Spike Prime, which is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool, thanks.
I just know the Spike Prime, some of the limitations on it, or it doesn't have a lot of third-party sensors and stuff that like the EV3s, you can use Hytechnic sensors for them. There's like a list of sensors that you can use that are like extensions, and people have made like coding packs for them. The Spike Prime doesn't have them, but the sensors that come on the Spike Prime are a lot better than the traditional EV3 ones.
Okay, I guess it's a matter of time that people hack and create sensors in Spike as well.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right,
thank you.
Well, hello, Derek. I have another question here. So you said Lego Mindstorms. So even if so as I mentioned before, that's the product that's Lego is not using anymore for competition for FLO. So we can still use it, right? Because we invested in that and we want to make sure that it gets a platform at some point somewhere.
Absolutely. You can still use them in WRO.
Thank you.
Yeah. And there's no plans in the future to say you're not allowed to use them. So I know that for sure.
Okay. And even for the future innovators, as I mentioned, can they build robots on pre-designed models that you get it from the store? Or do the robot build needs to be from the scratch? How does it work?
The robot project needs to be built from scratch, but you can use like things to supplement your build. So, for example, one of our team the team that we sent, they got 4th at the international finals in elementary. They had like a dog bowl dish because they made like a pet robot thing, and it was they had like a dog bowl dish. Like their LCD screens were already made, and things like that. But you can't buy like a fully if it's the core component of your project, you can't like buy it already built, if that makes sense.
Okay, I see. I get what you mean. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, that reminds me. Does WRO, do these competitions still have a build phase as well in them? I remember it used to be the case a few years back, like where the kids have to build the robot first before the competition.
So that is a good question, because in this year they didn't do it. Yeah, and then this was the first year at international finals they didn't have the build phase.
Oh.
So let me find out. Well, on January 15th, when they release the rules, it'll be in the new rules.
Okay.
So I didn't actually look for that in the rules, because I didn't think about it. But if I see it today in there, I'll put it up on our website, and I'll post it. Like, this video will be posted on Facebook and on our website as well, the replay.
Okay.
So, sir, with the leagues that you said, the online competitions that you conduct, so I have a question: that is that for future innovators as well?
Yeah. So not every online event has every category. But yeah, every category has at least 2 online events. So just
Okay.
check on the website and make sure it says, like, this event is for, it'll say this event is for these categories on there.
And future innovator starts at the age of 8, correct? So can a child who's turning soon to be 8 years old in a couple of months, maybe 2 months from now, can they still participate?
Yeah. So great question. So your age group is what your age is on December 31st of the competition year.
So the competition year for this year is 2023.
2023, yeah. So if they turn 8 by December 31st, 2023, then they can compete, even though they're only 7.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we're good. All right, everyone. So thank you for attending. We appreciate you guys. I hope to see you out at some of our national competitions and the online competitions. If you have any questions, once again, you can send a text to the phone number 909-644-7545. Email us at info@usengineeringleague.org, or just find one of our posts and put your question on one of our posts on our Facebook page. All right. So I hope you all have a good week. And remember, the kickoff will be on Facebook Live at 5 p.m. Pacific time, January 15th. So this Sunday. All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, everyone.